This is Flappy Bird in RTX for Android, and today I will explain how I did such a realistic game without blowing up my mobile phone and how you can do it too. I've also managed to add all sorts of new things like the Mario plants, moving pipes, and even more. But before that, I'm doing this video because I am extremely bad at Blender and I wanted to improve my skills by using the program. So, the first step to making Flappy Bird with RTX are the 3D models. For that, I opened Blender, deleted the cube, and since my original idea was to create a chicken instead of a bird, I downloaded a 3D model from Sketchfab. But there is a problem, this guy is looking too cute, look at it! It's not RTX at all! So I started by adding a realistic human texture on the feet, and it worked like a charm. It looks like SpongeBob, I'm not gonna lie. So I tried to add in a new one, and now it looks like ice cream. Now, like a rock, ice cream again. This one looks more delicious though. So after the third time searching for another texture, drums please! Ta-da! Realistic looking chicken feet. Those were only the feet. We need to do the same thing for the rest of the chicken. So I tried adding a realistic looking hair texture. What even is that monster? That looks awful. So I went on the hunt for 3D models again and found this mango bird 3D model. It was still looking cute, but when I put the realistic texture, it looked amazing. Now that we have a realistic looking texture, the next step was to chop the leaves on the head and find a new fresh pair of eyes, literally. So I went on the hunt again and I found this ultra realistic RTX certified eye. It looks kinda creepy, not gonna lie, but it works. Okay, we have some realistic thing going on, but we have some problems. As I want to make a chicken, I need to change the color of the skin. Okay, that's... No. Okay, that's right. We can continue. Now it's time to make the mouth. I started by trying a metallic texture, but it doesn't fit at all. The metallic one was too reflective, so I tried with an opaque one instead. This is literally a plastic texture, but after changing the color, it looked awesome. I tried also with a red beak, but it's looking more like killing chicken, more than a cartoonish chicken with RTX. Now that the chicken looks very nice, we need to work on the feet. Oh no, the voice is in my head. No. This time though, it wasn't that difficult because I left them exactly how they came with the model. Apart from that, I started messing around with an outline, and after applying it to all the model, damn, that looks nice. As I want to make the game run on every phone, I use a technique called fake 3D, which is a fancy way of saying I made a render of the model using realistic lighting, which means RTX, and then use that image on the game, which brings us to the next step of making Flappy Bird with RTX is a game. Luckily, I have a base game which I made in a video call. So after changing the image of the bird for my chicken, we end up with a giant chicken. But it looks pretty. Now that we have our RTX bird, we can start remaking the other elements from Flappy Bird. For the background, I downloaded a bunch of photorealistic and cartoony buildings, made a custom shader for the background color, and lastly imported some volumetric clouds. They look awesome. Before sorting all the elements on the scene, I needed to add an outline on all the 3D models so that it maintains a cartoonish look. So I started duplicating and moving around all the objects in the scene to make a beautiful compositing. This is the result. But there are two problems. The image doesn't loop, and quite honestly, it doesn't look as nice. To solve the first problem, I started manually editing the render, but still we have the second problem. The image looks awful. So I made a custom shader in Unity which blurs the background, but the clouds ended up looking like a pile of garbage. But I still left it like that because there will be other realistic looking elements in front of it. Picking up the other elements, I started by remaking the ground. So I imported some cartoonish fences with a realistic grass and adding a little bit of realistic dirt, and voila, the ground was done. For the pipes, I applied the same process that I did on bird/chicken, meaning I downloaded a realistic metallic texture and put it on the 3D model, obviously changing the color from black to green. And to maintain the cartoonish look, I applied an outline, and this is the result. As I am adapting a game from a previous video, I also need to remaster the carnivorous plant from Mario, so I imported the model and chopped it off. For the red part, Bird, I used literally a zombie skin texture, and it worked like a charm. To make the plant look more horrifying, I added metallic spikes, and for the stem, I just applied the texture that I used before after changing the color. Amazing! Leave a like if you think it looks horrifying. I couldn't forget of my outline, and then it was done. I also made a second position to use in the game, and it went flawlessly, obviously. To add more details, I went back to the chicken model and made it more similar to the original bird. I chopped off the feet and made the pig much bigger. I also improved a little bit the eyes and gave the chicken a little massage. Now that we have all the 3D models done, we can finish putting them in the game. So I started by adding the corrected version of the chicken. And oh my god, that is way too big. When I started changing the other elements, they work perfectly. If you didn't notice, there is a tiny little problem. The fences are covering all the background. So I hopped back into Blender and slashed down the fences. Alright, now it's fine. The next step on making Flappy Bird with RTX for Android is the UI. It's a direct copy of the original one, so I need to change that. And for this, I'm going to use AI. I started with the play button. I kindly asked the AI to remaster the button with a stone texture, and it gave me back a toy-looking texture. What the heck? But I kept asking the AI for new buttons, and it gave me this back, which look beautiful and fits the style of the game. The next thing I remastered was the tutorial image. I first started by putting the chicken on the image. Then I went to Google Images and looked for some wine movement effects. Yeah, like those that appears on the original tutorial. After that, I continue using AI magic. I wanted to remaster the hand so that it appeared as the Mickey Mouse hand. And after many tries, I ended up with this monstrosity. With a little bit of photo editing from my side, voila, we have a Mickey hand. The last step was to remaster the message bubble. I asked the AI for many times, and I ended up getting something more or less decent, and it was ready to go. But if you remember, the background image ended up looking like a pile of garbage. By applying some AI magic to enhance the image, voila, this is the result. I jumped back into Unity, got the new ultra realistic sprites, and the game was ready to go. Enter gameplay. Oh, Flappy Bird, no, Flying Bird. I don't know if the name will maintain or I will change it later because Google is still
didn't accept the app.
Let's start slow. Let's start with the normal pipes only. I don't remember actually where I put the... Okay, let's see. Let's try this. Right, everything seems to work fine. Expected it's very hard, but it's amazing. Let's enable modifiers right here. Alright. Crap. Let's try with the diagonal pipes. This is essentially the continuation of this video. If you want to know how I did Flappy Bird with all these strange modifications, check it out. We have added diagonal pipe now. Alright, it's working nice.
It's got some bugs.
Ooh. 20. Okay, let's add the red plant carnivorous thing. Right? That should work.
Kaboom.
Alright. There you go.
Yum, 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 yum.
Here we go again.
There you go. Everything RTX. Whoa, 37, that's a lot. Well, it has some bugs, but well. Game dev. If Google accepts the game, it will be right here. The QR code, you can scan it with your cell phone, or you can check the description to play the game. It's free. Leave on the comments your max high score. I will leave mine. I will probably surpass you all because the creator, the maker, I cannot do one single point. And it's trying to flap. Cannot flap. Whoa, my game doesn't have any bugs. No bugs whatsoever. Hell pipe. That's a good name. What the? Like they are completely random. I don't know what's happening. The more you play the game, the more random it gets. I don't know why. Damn Unity physics. Damn you. What the? That's impossible. My clean code. Let's end it with a high note. With a little buggy background. Beautiful. So, if you like it, leave a like. Because this was hard. It took me like 8 months. I'm still horrible at Blender. I'm very bad at Blender. But the most important thing is the journey, not the destination. It's the learning that you made during the process. It's all the trials and failures that makes you achieve mastery at any skill you want to learn. And yes, the chicken still looks horrible. Bye!